Bowie Business- Hello, and welcome to our Bowie Business Recovery Roundtable, digital marketing tips for consultants with Bowie businesswoman Danielle Robinson, who is co-founder of Where's My Meeting, a digital production company. My name is Lisa Smith. I'm the executive director of the Bowie Business Innovation Center. We are a hub for business acceleration located on the campus of Bowie State University. And our session today is part of the Bowie Business Recovery Program, a technical assistance program with counseling, roundtables, workshops, and webinars designed to accelerate the post-pandemic economic recovery of Bowie businesses. This is a collaboration between the Bowie Business Innovation Center and the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce. It is funded by the City of Bowie. To see a calendar of upcoming events, please go to our website, www.bowiebusinessrecovery.com. You can also access a recording of today's session on the website. So let's get started. Everyone, please mute your microphone, post questions in the chat box because Danielle will be taking questions at the end of her prepared remarks. And please respond to any polling questions that you see in the chat box, as we do periodically ask our participants to weigh in on different topics. So having said all of that, I would add that all the registrants will be sent a copy of Danielle's slides, so you'll have those for your business files. And I just have to say, we're delighted to have you, Danielle, and over to you. Thank you very much for being with us.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, for coming. So today we're going to talk about digital marketing tips for consultants. We've been hearing that there are a lot of consultants that need to understand which avenue and which social media platform to be able to grow their business. So we're going to cover a couple of those platforms today. So thank you for joining my course. We're going to go ahead and get started. So today's agenda, we're going to talk about Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And we're going to just dive into a little bit of reasons of why you need which platform based off of what you are looking for to grow with your business. So we're going to first talk about marketing with Facebook. So Facebook is a social media app where they can talk to their friends and family, they watch videos, they follow pages. They also like to join communities and groups where they can connect with people on a personal level and an interest or hobbies. Facebook is really somewhere where it's more of a family and friend platform where people can just kind of reach out to friends that they haven't heard from in a long time or family members that they haven't heard from in a long time. And that's where most people will gather, is on Facebook when it comes to being family oriented. Most of the Facebook users, they will communicate throughout the entire day. There's not a really time that is a high booming communication time with Facebook because people come from all different walks of life and their schedules are all different. So they tend to just talk throughout the entire day. Facebook users are also really quick to share and post. If they find something that is funny, entertaining, they will likely comment and they will share immediately. Oftentimes something will go viral and you'll see within minutes that the Facebook post has now 10,000 shares. So think about that with your business when you're creating posts. You want to make sure that the things are able to get shared. Again, Facebook users are family oriented. And then they're also more likely to purchase via their friends or family reviews. Anytime that they see that their family purchased something and they post it on Facebook, they're more than likely to ask their family or friend, where'd you get that from? And then they're more than likely to purchase that same product. And the most important thing when you are working with Facebook users need to be able to trust you. They need to understand that you are a resource and that you have a good standing customer service. They need to understand that you are the most important thing for what they need for their solutions. So When thinking about creating your Facebook brand or creating your brand in general, one of the major things you want to do is find a brand's voice. It's more than just using images or using pretty colors. It's about who your business is as a personality. So Facebook users, they tend to make connections with people and become loyal partners once they realize that this company is actually somebody that cares for people, somebody that actually cares for what's going on in the world. And one of those ways of how you can show your voice is by doing posts of, for instance, Little Donkey, this post, they posted a happy birthday post for one of their employees. That is something that is very important to integrate because it shows that one, you care about your employees, make sure employee feels good, and then also the Facebook user, they will see this and they say, these people care about what they're doing, they care about the people that they work with, and they care about the relationships that they make. So it's very important to try to find some type of voice within these postings. Other ways of being able to find your voice is a lot of people do like motivational postings, something that can speak to other people. You want to use more emotional tactics when it comes to talking with Facebook users. Another good platform within Facebook is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are really the communities within Facebook. There is a Facebook group for any interest that is out there. If it's art, if it's music, fashion, everybody has a group. And within that group, you have members that are constantly engaging with one another. They're learning from one another. They're building relationships with one another. So if your business was to create some type of Facebook group that is based off of your industry. Say, for instance, if you work in the restaurant industry, well, then you can create a Facebook group that contains nothing but recipes. And you can send your favorite recipes to your Facebook members and encourage them to cook the dishes that you have, that of the recipes that you have. And then what they will do is share with each other. And those can really grow your brand and your business, because once they start seeing the relationships in between each other, they start talking, then they'll start having conversations about your business, and that's how you can really create some very loyal long-time customers. So how can we connect with Facebook users? The number one rule when trying to connect with a Facebook user is do not hard sell. Again, Facebook users seek to create relationships. So if you come in like a car salesman, they're going to immediately unfollow you or block you or turn away. They want somebody that can be a resource to them. So you want to always just come in as a resource first, and then you can show them what your products and your services are. You want to start conversations with people in other groups and that's similar into the industry that you are in. Being able to go into a group that's already established, that gives you an unlimited amount of customers that you can talk to, and you just go in and message one of them, or you put up a nice post and get a reaction to it. Once that person reacts to your post, you then comment something back to them to get people to start talking. And then once that happens, you let them know, oh, I have a group page here, come follow me, ask them to follow you. And then again, joining other groups related to your business and posting on a regular basis will just keep your brand on their mind all the time, especially if it's something of interest, then they will be constantly wanting to engage back with you. Another idea is to give incentives that will encourage users to try your services. Every now and then you can do maybe like a 10% off deal or something like that. A lot of these Facebook groups, they are really big on like getting discounts. So you can go to some of the discounted Facebook groups and just throw in your discount and say, hey, I'm here, you guys, if you ever want a discount from my business, we're available for you. And then another big thing is you want to post knowledge articles, newsletters that are related to your business. Again, you want to be resourceful. I'm going to say that 1,001 times. You want to be resourceful. You want to let people know that you have the knowledge before they have to pay for anything. And giving them some of that knowledge beforehand will create that intimate relationship between you and your customer. You also want to acknowledge companies or clients' birthdays, milestones, and celebrations. Those are free posts that you don't even have to think of or make up or anything like that. If a client is getting married, just post it on your social media. If you have a 20-year anniversary, post it on your social media. That's going to be part of your brand's voice. That's what people are going to be able to see. Oh, okay, this business is they're into families, they're into celebrations, they show love, and it's going to really make it a lot easier for you to be able to approach a customer on the Facebook platform. And if you already have some clients that would love to say some good things about you, please encourage them with giving maybe a future discount or incentive or something like that, and get your recommendations and your 5-star reviews onto Facebook. That is one of the main reasons why people purchase things off of Facebook or go visit websites off of Facebook, is because of the reviews. So you want to get as many reviews as you can as possible. That's going to build a lot of trust within the platform for your business. And then last but not least, you want to nurture your relationships. If somebody messages you, message them back. If it takes 2 seconds, please just try to message them back, and message them back as quickly as you can. This is about building relationships before getting the service. No one is walking into the door of your business anymore. You have to go to them and show them that we can cater for you, we can take care of you. So you have to do that on this platform. And last but not least, we want to do as many local promotions as possible. Your local people are your guaranteed loyal customers because they're very close by. So if you had to do any promotions, I would say, please try to do Facebook local promotions. That means that anybody that is traveling within that area of your business, whether out of town or not, they can see that. And people actually go to Facebook specifically to find promotions, just like they use as TripAdvisor or Groupon or anything like that. They use these promotions. So that is something that's going to pop up when they're in the area. They'll see your business and they'll see that you can give them some type of discount or incentive for coming in. So some of the takeaways for Facebook is really try to remember that they communicate throughout the day. So if you want to be on the Facebook platform, you kind of have to put it in your regular daily schedule to try to communicate back to your Facebook customers. And they also are quick to share a post. So you want to make sure that your posts are very heartfelt, very emotional. Make sure that it's family oriented so that they can share your post so that you can get across to many other customers beyond the customers that you're trying to target. And then they're more likely to purchase through a friend or a family. Again, Facebook is all about trust and honesty. They need to trust you, and your business needs to have a voice. Your business needs to have some type of personality. It's more than just taking a photo. You need to be able to communicate and speak and say where you are, where you stand within your business, and be open about the things that you have going on with your business. Share those things with your customers so they can see that you're a real human being. Again, do not sell anything to Facebook users. They will be completely turned off from that. Instead, just become a resource. Any information that you can give out to them, give it to them. They will continue to come back to you over and over again. And then you want to give incentives to new or loyal customers, and then try to use Facebook local promotions if you can. The next thing we're going to go into is marketing with LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a little bit more on the professional service side. LinkedIn is a great place to sell business services. People are here to better their careers, find new jobs, network, and just connect. When it comes to users being on LinkedIn, it's not going to be communication throughout the day. More than likely, they're going to get in around their lunchtime or after work, just every now and then. So with LinkedIn, I would say with the posting, you really have to only do it probably about 1 to 2 times a week with LinkedIn, and just understand that these people are very, very busy. So most nature of LinkedIn is you send a message to somebody, they might get back to you in a week or so because they're busy on a project. I've often had people where I've messaged them, they will respond back to me 3 months afterwards. And they're like, hey, I forgot, I'm now interested, I have time to talk to you. So it's a little bit on the slower side. But also just understand that it's mostly for business owners and work professionals. And blog posts are very, very popular on LinkedIn. It's the most shareable post on that platform. A lot of people enjoy writing about their own professional experiences within their business, and people love the struggle stories of growth, of going through your business. A lot of people enjoy reading those kind of stories. And then LinkedIn is actually the largest networking social app. This is the place where everybody goes to get hired. Everybody goes to network. It's the number one social app at the moment. So with LinkedIn, because everybody is either working for a business or owns their own business, with LinkedIn platform, you have to become the expert at what you do in your industry. These users are making decisions in their positions. So you are talking to the CIOs, the CEOs, the VPs of marketing. These are the people that you can go straight to and prove to them that you are the expert in what you're doing. And then also, most of these users, again, like I said before, they don't access this platform all the time. So when you are standing at an expert, you don't want to push and shove to them to prove that you are who you are. You just want to have a solid foundation as far as your LinkedIn page, and just allow them to log in and slowly come into you every now and then. So another popular thing to do is to create newsletters. LinkedIn loves newsletters, and they encourage users to create newsletters and to share them. With the newsletters, you can create valuable content. Your audience will view you as a trusted source of information. And constantly staying up to date on these newsletters. A lot of people will possibly do it about maybe once a week or once a month, creating a newsletter and then sharing that with their subscribers or linking that to their email to users that are not on LinkedIn. You can also share it that way as well. And then LinkedIn is 277% more effective at lead generation than Facebook or Twitter. Again, Facebook is for family and friends to hang out. Twitter is more about news, where LinkedIn is mostly about things getting done, people connecting with each other. So if you want to build your lead generation list, I really believe that you should probably use LinkedIn's platform. And the great thing about LinkedIn's newsletters is that LinkedIn will invite your followers and your connections to subscribe to your newsletter. But not only that, they will find your connections, and followers, and then they will also post your newsletter to their feeds as well. So anybody that is, I believe it's a first and a second connection, your newsletter will go to their connections as well. So they help grow your brand's awareness all on its own. And if you create a killer newsletter that drives engagement, then it will expand out to different industries. LinkedIn has a really good marketing tool when it comes to doing that. So with LinkedIn's platform, you want to be personal. Again, like I said before, people really enjoy hearing about your professional journey. They want to feel like you are relatable to them. They want to feel like you guys are going through the same struggles. When you are networking, you want to connect with people that are in maybe like your similar positions, if they're VPs or CIOs. That way you guys can have a lot of connections and conversations. You also want to be relevant and stay within your industry. Talk about the things that matter to you the most. And don't be too self-promotional. People on LinkedIn do not want to look at ads. They don't want to see anything that says sale. They don't want to see anything that says discount. They don't want to see anything that they feel like is going to sell to them, because they're very, very busy people and they don't have time to stop to look at a commercial. And then also with the post, you want to mix it up. I say do motivational posts, then do a news post, and do articles. And when you do these posts, never just post the content itself. You always want to follow up with your own thoughts, or your own, how do you feel about this news, or how do you feel about this article? So that way, when somebody's reading the content that you're showing, they see your opinion, and then they'll engage with your opinion instead of just reading your post and keep on scrolling. You also want to be controversial sometimes. You want to speak your truth about news. On LinkedIn, people love speaking about their opinion about what's going on in the workplace. For instance, speaking about work from home, that's a very big topic on LinkedIn right now. Everybody's having the conversation of, should you work from home or should you not work from home? I see a lot of those posts getting spreaded very quickly. And as well as Facebook, on LinkedIn, you want to educate people. You want to be the resource. You want to show that you are the leader in the industry. Another quick posting that you can do is easily finding tips and some tricks. You can find them on the internet, just search some how-tos and just share that with your audience so that they can stay engaged and that they can learn something from you. Another thing to do is to post videos and presentations. One popular video feed will be TED Talks. People love TED Talks. People will watch TED Talks on their lunch breaks. If you share a favorite clip of your TED Talk, that'll get people to start engaging with your post as well. And then also gifts. Everyone likes to be fun. Everybody likes to have a good time. It's professional, but also people like to let loose up in the office. So if it's like a joke about working too long, or any type of humor about the office, I know that those are very popular posts. So here's an example of the founder of WizBiz. What he does is he will also just find articles or quick tips that are on the internet, and all he does is repost it. And he'll also take it like a little excerpt and put it at the top. That's very, very important. And it's also going to help with your SEO as well. Okay, so some things that we learned from LinkedIn is, again, the average posting is 1 to 2 days a week. So you don't have to set up a schedule on a daily basis, having to reply back to people. It's a lot more laid back. You can take your time. They understand that you have a business and they are working in businesses or have their own businesses. So it's very understanding about your response time. Also, by creating valuable content, your audience will view you as a trusted source of information. Your content is going to be the most important thing. If you have 3 or 4 items and you post every 4 months, they're not going to believe that you are a real standing business. So you want to make sure that you have some valuable content on there. And then the most important thing for me from LinkedIn is that LinkedIn will invite your followers and your connections to subscribe to newsletters. They will help promote your business. All you have to do is just put in the proper content and get the good engagement going, and LinkedIn will do the rest of the work for you. You want to be personal. You want to be open about your professional journey. You want to share your ups and downs. You want to be an example of somebody that has gone through a struggle, that has made it out. That is a good way to connect with others. And then the last 2 is you want to try to find some tips and some tricks and just share those every now and then. It's just going to be really helpful for people. It's going to help build that trust between you and your customers. And then you always want to make sure that you're relevant to anything that's going on. You can also look at your competitors and see what they're talking about and start talking about that on your platform. And then we're going to talk about marketing with Twitter. So Twitter is one of the most popular platforms worldwide. The most popular thing that they do is a microblogging service, and a lot of people are attracted to following stories and they really blow up and share a lot of posts when it comes to the microblogs. And microblogs are any subject that's within your industry that you want to talk about. You can just send a couple characters every now and then about some journey that you're going through. And you can do it on maybe like every other day. You will share just a couple, this is what I'm going on in my business. And just it keeps people engaged and they'll be interested in what you're doing with your business. And they'll go along with you with your journey and encourage you. It's just a very good way to be able to engage with people. So Twitter is used a lot different from LinkedIn and Pinterest and all these other social media apps. Twitter is actually used multi-purposely. So a lot of users on this platform will post their opinions about their favorite brands and products more than any other social media platform. And a lot of small businesses, they use Twitter as a customer service tool. And then also on here, you could actually sell hard and do ads on the Twitter platform. So it's a little bit different with than Facebook or LinkedIn. So one of the ways to use Twitter, and I would recommend using Twitter this way, is using it as a customer service tool. This is one of the reasons why a lot of users have flown to Twitter, is because they can use Twitter as a customer service tool. I have had a problem with Southwest in the past, and I could not get anybody on the phone. I was staying on hold for about 20 minutes. And then I decided to just go to Twitter. And I messaged Southwest and I said, hey, I've been sitting on the phone for about 20 minutes now. I just need to find out what's going on with my flight. And they immediately reached back out to me. And the reason why is because that is public. Everybody is going to see that Danielle messaged Southwest about this specific issue, and now it's on Southwest to communicate. And based off of what communication that Southwest gives me, that's going to show what other customers that are interested in using their services, the type of customer service that they use. And so a lot of users find it a lot easier to use Twitter for this purpose. So we're going to go through a couple little facts about Twitter. Delivering good customer service on Twitter isn't much different than traditional methods, but it is going to be just a little bit more easier for customers. And I also believe that it's going to be a little bit easier for the company. So 76% of customers are more likely to recommend your business if you bring them an effective and friendly service through Twitter. Again, like I said before, because the customer can see your customer service before even talking to you, that is going to drive them more to your brand or more to your business, because they're going to see you have great customer service. 77% of Twitter users feel satisfied and develop positive feeling about a brand that responds to their tweets. If you respond immediately to your customer, they will feel like you have been waiting on them to message them and that you are ready for them to give them the solution to help them between your experience with them. And then companies using Twitter for customer support experience a 19% increase in customer satisfaction. That goes along with responding quickly. People don't want to sit on the phone for 20 minutes. It's a lot better and easier for customers to go directly to the source of the problem. And then also 60% of customers expect brands to respond quickly to their inquiries through social media, including Twitter, being the average of 1 hour and 24 minutes. Customers want those responses very, very quickly. So this next slide is going to talk about why customers enjoy Twitter. So email support can take up to 24 to 48 hours for a response nowadays. And phone support are mostly attended by robots. It takes you about 10 minutes to be able to get to a human if you want to. And then customers now can hold companies accountable on Twitter. So that plays into that having great customer service. You have to immediately respond because you don't want to have a bad review lurking out there. And then another thing is that help content is too broad out here or too hard to understand. People don't want to look at FAQ sheets. They don't want to go to your website and then search through what you can help them with. They don't want to do that. They want a direct solution immediately. And then also, it's just a lot of people experience a lot of bad customer service over the phones or in person because, again, no one is being held accountable. And therefore, the customer service, it drops. And people end up losing customers, not even knowing that it's because of somebody that they possibly hired that they don't even know how they're treating your customers. So Twitter is it's a good way to be able to you can just have an overview of what your customer service looks like. And then you can also have customer service agents who help respond to the tweets. So that way it's not looked upon you to be able to talk to all of your customers. You can actually just give it to somebody else. So some of the Twitter tips, excuse me, is to one, keep it short. Twitter only allows 280 characters. So if there's a lot that you want to say, of course, you can go into the micro blogging and breaking up your stories and putting your customers on a journey with that. And then you want to make clear calls to action. Tell your audience what you want them to do. If you want them to comment, tell them to comment. If you want them to sign up, if you want them to go to your website, Twitter is actually a platform that's okay to give a call to action, to be direct about what you want them to do. Another important thing is to add visuals and bold visuals because Twitter is very small platform. It's very quick with the scrolling. People will quickly scroll through. So you want to have eye-catching GIFs or videos and add a touch of personality. You can also ask questions and run polls. You can ask people things about ways to better your customer service, better your business, ask them questions about the industry and how they feel about it. Just try to post some things that you can get a response back to. And then if you ever have any type of launches, product launches, or if you have any, again, or anniversaries or something like that, Twitter is a good platform for you to be able to showcase those launches and those anniversaries. And then also you want to limit Twitter to 1 to 2 hashtags per tweet. The less hashtags, the more organic it will feel. It won't feel like that you are trying to get as many responses as possible, like Instagram or another platform like that. So with Twitter, users are 38% more likely to post opinions about your brands. So that means that they will be talking about your brand. So that could be a good thing or it could be a very negative thing, but that is up to you and your customer service. Companies using Twitter for customer support, again, they experience a 19% increase in customer satisfaction. Customers really do enjoy getting right down to the problem and getting it solved so that they can move on with their day. And unlike the other social media platforms, you can make clear calls to action, tell your audience what you want them to do. Again, limit 1 to 2 hashtags per tweet. You just want to be as more organic as possible to seem like you are a human behind a machine. And also add as many visuals, bold images, GIFs. Just give your Twitter feed a lot of personality. Sometimes people, they will see a Twitter feed and if it has so many words, they feel like people are just talking too much. So you want to get something that can grab their attention. So your customers are already interacting with brands on social media. They're already speaking to them. They're already interacting with their friends and their family. So now is the time for you to be able to meet them where they already are. And in order to do that, you want to come up with a social media marketing plan. And so the first thing you want to do is you want to decide what kind of content that you want to show. What do you want to talk about? Who are you as a business? And you want to gather this content and kind of put it all in one place so you can lay it out and see who you really are. Once you gather all of that content, you want to make sure it's consistent with all the areas of your website and other social media platforms that you have. You want everything to look the same. So if your LinkedIn has a background that's on your website, you want that to match with your Facebook. You want that to match with your Twitter. So whenever they see that picture, they think about your brand. They think about your website. And that's being consistent with your brand. Yeah, all the same colors, all the same images, certain content and posts and newsletters and pictures that you post, those can be different as long as it's within the same industry. But when it comes to your hex codes and designing these platforms, you want to be very consistent. You want to use the same logos. You don't want to change up the names or add any type of extra characters. So that way, when they're going through Google's index, they'll see all of your social media platforms pop up one after the next. And then you want to think about some content promotion. So social media marketing is a perfect way for you to share your best blogs, your best websites with readers. When you build a loyal following on social media, you can post all your new content and your readers will be able to know where exactly to go to be able to find which content. Another good thing to do is to share links. If it has anything to do with your industry, share the link. If it has to do with a competitor in your industry, share the link. Start these conversations to let them know that you are about having conversations with people. You are about bringing awareness to people, that you are about being engaged with people rather than selling with people. And then always track your competitors. Keep up to date about what they're doing in their lanes, so that can give you ideas of what to do in your lane. They might be doing something that is very successful, and you should probably look into that and see why is it being so successful to them and how you can utilize that for your business. Definitely want to change it up and curate it to your business, but just keep abreast of what your competitors are doing. And then last but not least, always measure all of these platforms. You can do Google Analytics to see who is coming to your website, Facebook pixels, you can do Instagram pixels, LinkedIn, all of these pixels. Please update them to your websites. Make sure that they are connected on your social media platforms. That's going to be the most important thing, to let you know what social media platform is working for you, because if one is not, then you need to immediately kill it and then focus on the social media platforms that are doing better for you. You don't want to waste your time with something that's not working. So again, Facebook is casual, friendly environment. They require an active social media marketing strategy. You can start by creating a Facebook business fan page. You'll want to pay careful attention to layout, as a visual component is a key aspect of the Facebook experience. But the Facebook business page is what's going to be your main home page that you're going to recommend all of your customers to go to. Once you build out that Facebook page, then you can build out the Facebook group. And I really encourage everybody, you have friends, you have family, they're on Facebook, ask them to like and ask them to follow. Once you get to a certain amount of followers, you'll be able to create a username. And when you use that username, it's going to add to your SEO when people are looking for you via Google or any other platforms. And that username needs to be consistent with the usernames that you use on all the other social media platforms. So that way it's much easier to find you. And then Facebook is a place where people go to relax and chat with friends. So you want to be light, you want to be friendly, you want to be resourceful, you want to be your customer's best friend. That's kind of where you want to do with Facebook. Just like you talk to your friends and family, view that as you are friends and family with your customers. It's not just about business anymore. With LinkedIn, so LinkedIn is one of the most professional social media marketing sites. That is where you are going to go to talk about business. So when you build these LinkedIn groups, You can create a professional dialogue with people that are similar in your industries, and you can invite them to your groups. You can go to those people's groups and just share related industry articles, share related industry blog posts. I know a lot of people do a noontime chat where they will get on a Zoom call with a bunch of LinkedIn members, and they will just share their experiences, and they'll do it for about 1 hour around lunchtime. And that just creates more engagement, and people get to learn more about your business, and you're not hard selling to them. And then you also want to encourage customers or clients to give your business a recommendation on your LinkedIn profile. Just like Facebook, people are going to do business with you based off of the recommendations. Anybody that you work with, ask them to just type up a two sentence message as a recommendation. Ask them to verify that you are expertise in some of the industries that's listed on the LinkedIn. So that way you can look more of like an expert to your customers. And then also, recommendations will make your business appear more credible, like I said, more reliable for new customers. With Twitter, using Twitter as a social media marketing tool will revolve around dialogue and communication. So you want to interact as much as possible and nurture and build your followers. If somebody messages you, you want to message them right back, kind of like Facebook. Anything that somebody sends, retweet it. People love to retweet. And when you retweet something that happened in like your customer's life or something like that, that makes them feel special. It makes them feel like you're recognizing a valuable part of their life. And then also you want to mix up your tweets. You want to throw in some specials, throw in discounts, throw in some fun, throw in some news, um, throw in suggestions, polls, ask questions. You really can do a lot with Twitter's platform because people have, it's really opinionated platform. So if it's your opinion about something that is news related, be more than open to sharing your opinion on this platform. People really enjoy that. And then, like I said before, be sure to retweet. Always retweet whatever the customer has to say. If they have something nice to say about you, retweet that. You can also pin the retweets or pin the comments. So when people come to your Twitter page, then they'll see the comments that the customers are talking about you. So the last thing is, I understand that it is a lot of work to do these social media platforms. It definitely takes a lot of planning. It's going to take a lot of gathering of requirements, and it's going to take a lot of execution. And it's going to be on a daily basis or a weekly basis, depending on what platform you have used. So I don't know if people have heard this site before, but it's called Fiverr.com. I love it. I use it quite often whenever I feel like I've committed to something and I'm like, I don't have time for this. This is where I come to. Fiverr has a lot of contractors who are experts in building Facebook pages. They are experts in managing your LinkedIn sales funnel. I had someone from Fiverr. They managed my lead sales funnel, where anytime I connected with someone, automatically will send a message to that person, letting them know about my business and telling them that I appreciate them and their connection. And that would get a reply immediately back from them. And they were interested in my business. And I didn't have to do anything. This person ran it for 30 days, and all I did was receive all of the responses. It was a very valuable tool. And so Fiverr is your go-to for any of the hard work that you want to do. If you need somebody to post for you, they can do that here. If you need somebody to create the post for you or videos, this is where you can go. The only thing I would recommend is to ensure that you are getting the best work done. There's a couple things that I would say that just be aware of. You want to make sure that you're selecting a top rated seller or a level 2 seller. These are going to be the people that have done the most work and that have gotten the most reviews. You want to ensure the person speaks English or your native language so that there is no miscommunication about the work. And then you also want to make sure the person lives in the United States. I recommend that because you want to be on the same time zone or close to the same time zone as that person. You don't want to wake up having to respond and then wait 24 hours for them to make a response. So ensuring that they are in the close time zone for you will hurry up and get your products completed in a timely fashion. And most of these contractors will have revisions that are included. So you can have either unlimited revisions or 2 revisions. I always recommend trying to find somebody that gives you unlimited revisions, just in case you ever feel like you want to change something in the future. And then also always try to get the rights to everything so that if you decided to work with somebody else on that project, you'll have everything that you need. All right, so some of the key takeaways. It's really important to just focus on your human voice. Make sure that your personality speaks out. Make sure that people feel like you are a familiar person to them and that you're connecting with them. You want to always post knowledge articles and newsletters that are related to your business so that you seem like you are resourceful to your customer. And if you can, please try to give incentives or just encourage your clients to write 4 or 5-star reviews on any of the LinkedIn or Facebook platforms. You just want to seem like you are an expert. It's just like Yelp. They utilize these platforms the same way. And you want to create valuable content. Your audience will view you as a trusted source of information. Try to always mix it up. Create motivational posts, news posts, articles, blogs, anniversaries, any content that you can find that looks personal. I would want you to post that as much as you can. And again, becoming resourceful by educating people, letting them know things that you may have learned. Don't keep the information to yourself. You want to share as much. You want to educate them so that they can see you are a trusted brand. And if you do that, you got 76% of customers, they are going to be more likely to recommend your brand or through Twitter, through Facebook, or anywhere. They're going to be more than likely to recommend you to their friends and their family. And don't forget to just make sure you make clear calls to action on these platforms. You want to make sure that you are being direct with your customers, and so they can feel like this is a trusting business and this is a well-established business. So that about wraps it up. I appreciate everybody for listening to me. I thank you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and hand this back over to Lisa.
Wow. Thank you very much, Danielle. I really enjoyed the way you described the differences and then the pros and cons of the different platforms, kind of help a consultant figure out where to put their energy. And I think I'm ready to get my T-shirt that says "Always retweet." I'm ready for that.
Yeah, always retweet.
That's one of my takeaways, from all of this. And so, Crystal, do we have some questions in the chat box for Danielle?
First, we have a comment.
Okay.
It says, "So true about Twitter and customer service responsiveness."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's probably a story behind that too, about how Twitter really helped. And it looks like the person asking the question is offering that they're going to invest more time in LinkedIn, thanks to you, Danielle.
Wonderful.
Anyway, didn't mean to interrupt you, Crystal. That's good.
How can you target customers geographically using digital marketing?
So that would be based off of how you will choose your audience. So if you wanted to, you can go to, for instance, if you wanted to use Facebook, I would say you would go to the groups and market yourself based off of where those groups are being held. A lot of the groups are really cross geographically. A lot of places are not just one group in one place. Everybody's not just all in Maryland. A lot of places, they will have people all over the place. So it's more just going to the cross-platform groups. I would say that's how you can find people. And then also with the ads, if you use like Facebook ads, you can target a certain country, you can target a certain state. So that's where you would go with that. But really with social media, you never know who's going to come onto your platform. So really anybody can be from anywhere. I just think that as far as with the conversations, I would find better investing time into seeking out people in different kinds of groups and inviting them to your group or inviting them to your page to have conversations.
Okay. The next question is, what are the signs that it's time for a consultant to hire a digital marketing contractor or staff person to effectively use social media to increase business instead of doing it themselves?
To be quite honest with you, I would say the time is always now. You yourself, social media and marketing is really a full-time job. It's not a part-time job. To be successful in this, it is really a full-time job, and it is a lot of research and data requirement gatherings. So if you feel like you cannot commit to gathering research and content on any given day to then post it at 3 o'clock on Thursday, if you feel like you can't do that, then probably the time is now to go ahead and just find somebody. And then also the great thing about finding a contractor is that's their specific job. Like they research, that's what they do. So they're experts at that. Versus you are trying to learn and trying to get into a whole entire different avenue. You probably don't even have time to even do that. So if you can, that's why I recommended Fiverr. I would recommend taking some of this stuff off of your plate and giving it to a contractor.
Great. The next statement is thank you, definitely going to invest more time in LinkedIn. The next one is, what are your feelings on Instagram?
I like Instagram. I think Instagram is a good platform. Instagram is not going to be as much of a building relationships with customers so much as it's going to be more of like just celebrity news, and it's really more flashy. It's really more like you have to do a lot of more work on Instagram posts because it's overly saturated with a lot of people already. So it's hard to get really intimate with people. I recommend with Instagram, maybe if you are like a travel destination company, if you are a restaurant company, something that has a lot of colorful or attractive photos, that's something that you would really have to really like show on Instagram. So it can be a little bit difficult if you are in healthcare or something like that. So I would leave more Instagram to even like if you were a comedian or something like that, you wanted to tell jokes or something like that, that's more entertainment versus building strong relationships with your customers.
Danielle, they're asking for your contact information. Would that be something you could put in the chat box?
Yes, I can answer that. Yep.
Perfect. And I have a question. What are your feelings on TikTok?
Oh, TikTok. I would recommend, unless you are selling awesome products, like if you are selling the best vacuum in town, you can make a super cool video about that, do that. It's really for more of product, like selling. A lot of people get on TikTok if they have drop shipping stores, and they will sell products to people that can make their lives a little bit easier. So if you are really savvy with making those TikTok videos and selling your products, I would say that that's what you can do. But other than just making a video and saying, hi, my name is Danielle and I work for Where's My Meeting, that's not going to be very popular. And TikTok moves very, very fast with trends. So you would really have to keep up. Like every 2 to 3 days, there's a new trend that comes on. And if you can dance and you can take some time out, then yes. But other than that, I really wouldn't recommend it unless you sold like products on Amazon, or if you sold, if you had a drop shipping store or something like that.
Excellent. The next question says, would you say your advice is best for companies with products or professional services?
I would say that they're good with both. So with Facebook, you can sell your products and you can sell your professional services, but what you're doing is you're showing your personality first. You're just showing them who you are as a company and what you can do for them. You're also going to put your website on there. You can put your products on there, but it's more about engaging as a person and then as a business. And that's with really with Facebook in general. People just want to see that personality first. And when with LinkedIn, I say LinkedIn is more probably for professional services. There are certain products, if your products fall under professional, the industry, then yes, I recommend you can do LinkedIn, but more so probably professional services.
Danielle, that's all the questions I have in the chat box for you.
Yes, and also in the chat box, Crystal has posted the link if you'd like to register to have a one-on-one conversation with Danielle next week. So on the 30th of June, at this same time, Danielle is available, and you can check that out on the Bowie Business Recovery website. You can make a note of the link that's there, and Crystal will be also circulating a separate sort of an email blast at the beginning of next week to remind you, if you want to sign up to have a specific conversation about your business issues, questions, challenges with Danielle. We can make that happen. So I'm ecstatic, Danielle, that you could make some time to be with us this afternoon. As you can see, there's an awful lot of interest about this, and I think that as companies really utilize these social media tools, they're going to have more and more questions. So you could end up being a very busy lady with questions from these folks. And I do appreciate you being with us this afternoon. So thank you.
Yes,
and I guess that is how I would just say thanks to all who joined us today. You can, as I said, get a hold of the recording on the website. You can sign up to talk to Danielle next week. And Danielle has graciously said that she will allow us to send the slides to everybody who's registered for today's session. So I think that we would just say good afternoon, and lots of great business opportunities for everybody. Thanks very much.
Thank you.